The children of Sean Diddy Combs are speaking out for the first time since their father's arrest last week.
In the struggle together, son. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Called like Jay-Z Theo or something. Is he like your uncle kind of low-key?
Yeah, that's my uncle right there.
You got some powerful uncles.
His son, Christian, aka King Combs, is now being sued, just like his father is. A woman filed a lawsuit against King, alleging that in late 2022, right before New Year's Eve, King assaulted her on a yacht.
Just watching it and just knowing that it's all coming to an end, 20 years and hit, it's just crazy.
No, I said it wasn't funny. I just like, that was traumatic.
Scene Diddy Comes, the renowned hip-hop mogul, is facing a shocking accusation from within his own family. His son has bravely spoken out, revealing a deeply personal struggle. Despite being born into wealth and fame, he feels treated more like an asset than a loved one. This disturbing claim hints at a darker side of the Combs family dynamics. Rumors suggest that Diddy's empire, built on music, fashion, and entrepreneurship, may be exerting immense pressure on his child.
Well, first I want to say to this young man, before somebody take his head off, because see, that's that new school bull crap that these kids out here, they easy to fly out their mouth with that. You don't invite a man to your private. You don't invite a man to your private unless you doing the Diddy. If two men lay down, how many homos get up? Let me tell you, young man, 2 of them. You understand? So don't invite a man to your private, because that man will see you and take your head off. Especially somebody like 50. You don't send or let a boy do a man's job. I don't know if he need that type of attention or he want that type of attention. Evidently he do.
Have you ever imagined having it all, yet feeling utterly empty inside? That's the stark reality facing Diddy's son. Picture a life where you reside in a grand mansion, adorned in designer attire, and boast an impressive bank account. Sounds like a dream come true, right? However, scratch beneath the surface and you'll discover a different story. Behind the glamour of private jets, red carpets, and a business empire spanning music to vodka lies a complex web of emotions. Diddy's children are constantly in the spotlight, but rumors suggest that their luxurious lifestyle comes with a hefty price. The Combs family's facade of perfection is cracking, revealing feelings of suffocation and desperation.
So alleged audio, number 1, defendant, Christian Combs. Yo, it's shot o'clock. Plaintiff, Grace, no, I'm not doing shots, Christian. Defendant, Christian Combs, everybody, we gotta take a shot. Audio 2, plaintiff, I'll just put the ledge. That's Grace. Defendant, Christian, no, take the whole thing. Plaintiff, no, you will take it as well. Christian, take the whole shot. Plaintiff, I'm only doing it as long as you take it as well. Christian, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not taking nothing. Please take the shot. You are drugging me? Plaintiff says. Christian, take the shot. Hey, yo, play another beat one time, because now it's interesting. Why not give the whole audio? It bugs me, but still enough in here is strange. But I don't know why it's cut, but apparently then cuts, and then we hear Cassie's Me and You featuring P. Diddy and Young Jock playing in the background as then this SA happens on the plaintiff. Cassie, this is not an offer. Christian, you said what? Plaintiff, I can't. I'm swapping out. I can't do it. I'm sorry, darling. Christian, no, we need you. Plaintiff, I'm going to stop. I have to go. Honestly, I'm like already losing sleep. I have to go now. Now, it's important just to remind everybody, she's been doing the 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. shift. This is at the end of her shift. She is there to take care of her A-list clients on this yacht. That's what the job is. The bosses, everybody need to apply, make sure that these A-list clients are doing well. Her client is Sean Combs, and now Sean Combs' son. And she's being pressured into this to stay, to drink, to do all this stuff. She's trying to get out of the room. You're the best one on this ship, though, Christian says. What do you mean? She responds. Christian, who's going to replace you? Who's going to replace me? Defendant Christian, F that. That's going to be trash, though. You feel me? Plaintiff, excuse me, you don't touch my legs like that. I'll move my legs where I want to. Plaintiff, if I want to do this, then I will. You don't touch, then I will. You don't touch my legs like that, says Grace. Christian, listen, you and everybody in the crew, it's great. Plaintiff, Grace, I can't. I have to go down. I have to go down. Christian, no. Yo, tell me, listen. Grace, what? Christian, like you're just vibing with me the whole time. Like, just say it. Plaintiff, I can't. I promise you, I wish I could, but I can't unless I say that you guys requested me. Defendant Christian, yes, who can I talk to right now? Who can I talk to? I'm going to say I requested you right now. Plaintiff, well, you can take your hand off my ass for the first thing. Now, again, I don't know if there's more audio, why it's selective. Maybe these are just the most important parts, and then it ends. But even so, these clips are hard to justify.
The struggles of celebrity children are well documented. Who can forget Willow Smith's bold decision to shave her head, a move that was more about reclaiming control than making a fashion statement? Or Lindsay Lohan's highly publicized attempts to break free from her parents' grasp? These stories serve as a reminder that even the most privileged lives can be fraught with challenges. So what's really going on behind the gates of the Combs estate? Rumors of intense pressure and sky-high expectations have been circulating. It's as if Diddy's larger-than-life persona is casting a long shadow, making it difficult for his son to find his own place in the spotlight. The situation took an intriguing turn when Diddy's son posted a cryptic message on social media, hinting at the emotional toll of living up to his father's legacy. The phrase, "sometimes the price of greatness is your soul," speaks volumes. Is this a cry for help or simply a poignant observation? One thing is certain, there's more to this story than meets the eye.
But 50 is the wrong dude that you want to do that type of attention, get that kind of attention from, bro. And the infamous words of Waka Flocka, that nigga go hard in the paint. And I don't believe that this cat would even put out some trash like that and really didn't know what he was doing. He's teasing the federal government. And I told y'all, the Southern District of New York do not play. So King Kong just put another battery in their back. And you see after he did that shit, something get leaked to the press. Do you notice that, right? As soon as he did that dumb shit, talking about, well, we did this and we did that. We had this over here. Y'all went to the wrong house. Some went to, said, well, we're going to show you how wrong we are. Yo, CNN, run this. Action, roll them. Don't play with the feds, bro. Because you got to realize this. They got a lot of time. All they got is time. Yo, they going to sit there, people sitting up there and they want something. See, people like a fix. They need that fix real quick. They want them to hurry up and charge Diddy with something or see what they got on him. The feds gonna take their time. May take 6 months, may take a year, may take 2 years. They got up to 3 years to bring their case up. They got 3 years. So they checking everything about them. They gonna dot all the I's and cross all the T's.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people feel like he played a part in that video coming up. You know, he'll make it a comment saying that, you know, they forgot to raid the house next door that his dad owned. Yeah, man, he was wilding out, man.
Yeah, I think he was just bullshitting. I don't believe he bought the house next door. Because let me just tell you something. If anything or any name that had to do with Bad Boy, the federal government gonna run that. They know all the properties Diddy have. They wasn't even talking about the raid that they did in New York, but they did a raid in New York too.
As we delve deeper into the complexities of the Combs family dynamics, it becomes increasingly clear that their affluent lifestyle may be masking underlying tensions. The age-old adage, money can't buy happiness, takes on a new dimension in Diddy's household, where wealth and status might be used to silence rather than soothe. Diddy's social media persona presents a picture of perfect paternal pride, lavish family vacations, red carpet appearances, and heartfelt award speeches. However, behind the glamour of his business empire, which spans from Bad Boy Records to Ciroc Vodka, whispers of a different reality persist. The facade of a flawless family life begins to crack, revealing the possibility that being Diddy's heir comes with a steep price tag.
Well, if it is clear as day, and that's not an automatic, that's not a given. Until we actually hear the audio, there are any number of ways to potentially attack this dialogue that's been portrayed here and that has been alleged to have taken place. The audio might not be clear. There might not be a bulletproof way of identifying who is doing the speaking and exactly what they're saying and so forth. And it gets all back to the question of authentication, where if this is played in court or even before it's played in court, somebody's going to have to identify what was the source of this information, who made the recording, who has kept it between the time it was made and the time it's played in court. How do we authenticate and how do we prove that the person who's alleged to be speaking is actually the person who is speaking? All these kinds of things all have to be hashed out in court. At the end of the day, though, the jury, presuming, I believe there's a jury demand in this case, it's going to be a jury who sits and says, hey, we believe that these are the actual people that are alleged to be on this recording. We believe that this did actually take place. It's not AI. It's not any other kind of, manipulation. Taken within the totality of all the circumstances and the totality of the evidence, we think it's more likely than not that this actually took place, and therefore we're going to give a win to the plaintiff in this case, this woman who has brought the lawsuit. So it's not an automatic by any stretch of imagination, but if it can be authenticated,
it gets through that vetting. If this is real audio, not a good look for Christian in eyes.
No,
of the jury.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. If it passes the sniff test, then it's potentially very, very problematic. You're absolutely right.
And the rest of this case, we don't have as much evidence. It's going to be a he said, she said. But this type of damning audio, as Kim, you've said it before, in a civil case, right? It's only 51% need to agree. And I would imagine, Kim, your thoughts in reading this transcript now, because we've only seen sort of snippets through NBC, but in reading this transcript now, this is pretty hard to come back from if it's real, right?
Yes, I would agree. I mean, if the question is, was she touched without her consent? And, did she voice that she did not want to be touched in that manner? If this audio is authenticated, it's pretty clear that no, she did not want this interaction. This is SA, period.
Being the child of a celebrity is challenging, especially when your father is a legendary figure like Diddy. The pressure to excel is amplified, as it's not just about living up to the family name, but also surpassing it. The shadow of a parent's success can be overwhelming, making it difficult for the child to establish their own identity. Some experts suggest that this is a classic case of narcissistic parenting, where parents view their children as extensions of themselves. Dr. Sherry Blake, a clinical psychologist specializing in celebrity families, notes that these parents often try to fulfill their own aspirations through their children. The intense scrutiny of the public eye only exacerbates this pressure. Rumors of a heated argument between Diddy and his son have sparked widespread interest. Allegedly, the son wanted to explore opportunities outside the family business, but Diddy was opposed to the idea. Reports of shouting matches and threats to cut off financial support have surfaced, giving rise to concerns about Diddy's parenting style.
Yeah, I ain't hear about that raid. I only heard about the LA and Miami raid. But you feel like the feds, they released that video over King Combs' comments.
Oh man, I've worked in law enforcement for 27 years, and I had the opportunity to see Haida. It's a place, whereas they have the state, the feds, the NYPD, the Department of Corrections, and the state police. Yo, this place could be half of a basketball court. That's where they just got lines of computers with officers of all different people and officers just on the internet. Whoever's over that case, whoever's working that case, don't you know they saw that and took it to their boss? You might think it's petty, but it's not. You do not agitate a lion with a pork chop. And that's what that kid did, bro.
Some people feel like, Diddy, he played a part in that video coming out too. Him being spotted with Stevie J, smiling at the camera. A lot of people blame him too.
But bro, what did I tell you? He's such a narcissist that he has to be in the public. Listen to me. They just caught him on TMZ today or yesterday or something like that, walking out and about. Now, I'm not telling the man what to do, what he couldn't do. I don't know if the government told he couldn't travel nowhere, he couldn't be nowhere and stuff like that. But why are you going to go outside your own compound where TMZ and every other place is waiting on you? You're not going to get any public sympathy. That's why he had that picture of him and his father around his neck. You're not going to get no sympathy. You're done. Stick a fork in it. Call it a quit. Apologize to Big's mother for putting her son in that position that he loses his life. It's crazy. He better do a Russell Simmons.
Yeah, a lot of people saying that, man. They saying that he gonna pull a Russell Simmons.
Well, anything's possible, bro, but I don't know if the feds will allow him since they got an open investigation on him.
Growing up as the child of a celebrity, particularly in the hip-hop world, presents a unique set of challenges. While it may seem like a life of luxury, it can also feel like being trapped in a golden cage. The constant scrutiny of the public eye, coupled with the pressure to succeed, can take a significant toll on mental health. For children of hip-hop moguls like Diddy, the expectations are incredibly high. They're not only expected to succeed, but also to surpass their parents' legendary status. This can be a daunting task, especially when trying to escape the shadow of a parent's enormous legacy. The mental health challenges faced by these children are genuine concerns. They're forced to navigate the challenges of self-discovery while under the intense scrutiny of the public eye. Every move they make is watched, judged, and critiqued, making it feel like they're stuck in a reality show they never asked for.
As 7 children writing on Instagram, we have seen so many hurtful and false rumors circulating about our parents, Kim Porter and Sean Combs' relationship, as well as about our mom's tragic passing, that we feel the need to speak out. Claims that our mom wrote a book are simply untrue. She did not, and anyone claiming to have a manuscript is misrepresenting themselves. A 60-page unverified book published earlier this month claimed to be the collection of diaries of Porter, who died at the age of 47 in 2018. The children, who don't mention their father's arrest in the statement, go on to write, "Our mother should be remembered for the beautiful, strong, kind, and loving woman she was. Her memory should not be tainted by horrific conspiracy theories." The message coming as another accuser goes public with allegations against Combs. Talia Graves claims in a civil lawsuit Combs and his bodyguard drugged, bound, and raped her in 2001 and filmed it.
It's a pain that reaches into your very core of who you are, and leaving emotional scars that may never fully heal.
The 54-year-old Combs has pleaded not guilty to charges he led a criminal conspiracy that abused women.
Research suggests that celebrity children are more vulnerable to mental health struggles, with a study from the Journal of Child Psychology and Psychiatry indicating they are twice as likely to experience anxiety and depression compared to their non-famous peers. The pressures of fame, coupled with the scrutiny of the public eye, can take a significant toll. There are concerns that Diddy's son may be struggling with these issues. Sources close to the family suggest he has been battling anxiety and depression, with symptoms severe enough to impact his daily life. Rumors are circulating that he has been seeking therapy to address these challenges, with some speculation that rehab may be a possibility. While these reports are unconfirmed, they do highlight the potential risks and challenges faced by celebrity children.
And Aaron Katursky joins me now with more on this. Aaron, how significant is it to have a new accuser making claims like this on camera as Diddy's facing these criminal charges?
Well, look, she is detailing in an anguished appearance with her attorney, Gloria Allred, what she said happened to her in 2001 and the lasting impact that she said it had on her, and coming after Sean Combs' arrest on criminal charges perhaps lends some additional credibility, because he's already been charged in a racketeering conspiracy that sought out women for abuse.
She's also filed a civil suit. Could that affect the criminal case at all?
The civil suit is at least the 12th filed against Sean Diddy Combs, and the first one from last November by Cassie Ventura is really what touched off the criminal case that led to Diddy's arrest and subsequent not guilty plea on the 3 criminal counts. Without the civil suit, there are probably not criminal charges against Sean Combs, but all the civil cases are now likely to be paused while the criminal case takes priority.
Now, some of Combs' children issued this statement on Instagram, speaking out in defense of their mother, but they didn't really mention their father. What do you make of that?
It was an interesting statement coming a little more than a week after Combs' arrest here in New York. And the children seemed quite protective of Kim Porter's legacy, because there's this 60-page unverified manuscript online that claims to be Kim Porter's diary entries or a compilation of some of her thoughts. And the children said that it just isn't true. And they didn't want her and her memory commingled with him and the criminal case that he's now facing.
And what's next in that case now?
He's back in court in early October. For now, he is being housed in protective custody at a federal jail in Brooklyn. He's in a dormitory-style open housing cell with Sam Bankman-Fried.
The pressures of fame can be overwhelming, especially for the child of a hip-hop mogul like Diddy. Rumors suggest that his son is seeking independence and autonomy, potentially even planning to break away from the family business. This desire for freedom is understandable, given the suffocating nature of fame. When every aspect of your life is scrutinized and controlled, it can be challenging to forge your own path. Diddy's son appears to be exploring options to take control of his life, including secret meetings with lawyers and industry leaders. However, given the stakes and the family's reputation, it's unlikely that Diddy will relinquish control without a fight. The potential fallout from this power struggle could have significant repercussions for the music industry and the Combs family dynasty.
And it's really sad that the whole situation of this, as you read through the entire lawsuit and you kind of see the environment that she was placed in and how she was set up in this place where she was probably terrified to say anything. And the end of it all, based on the lawsuit, it does sound like she did lose her job. It impacted her personal life, her relationship, her family life, everything. She lost so much because of this incident, if all of this is to be true. So I really hope that if this all is true, that the audio can be authenticated, because I think it's going to be crucial in her case.
And just for full, so I want to go visit. Audio was recorded by Jones, allegedly. NBC News has heard 2 clips of audio transcribed in the suit, purportedly from the night, but has not verified who was recorded, which is important. As John said, again, we need to vet this. It'll need to go through that sort of way, legitimizing it. But there allegedly is audio that's claiming to be this. And it's interesting there, as I go back and read that, only 2. They only heard 2, and there are, I guess it is 2.
There are the 2.
It's 1 and then the longer one. Okay, got it. So there's only the 2. So they've heard it. This audio apparently exists. I would, Mr. Blackburn, share it more. What's going on? If you're giving it to one press outlet, give it to other press outlets, because if this is real, we need to get the word out. If it's not, why are you sharing it? Or, if it's private, why are you sharing it with certain outlets? I hope they do, so we can definitively figure out, is this real or not? Because I think it's important information to know. So Diddy's lawyer slammed this lawsuit against son, expected the same kind of manufactured lies. Youngest son Christian slams, the lawyers behind slammed it. Again, they're going after Tyrone Blackburn. And I want to connect that because the last suit was kind of sloppy at times. Is that going to affect this? Do you think this one plays better because it's got the transcript in board? Or is there a version of this where this could be a shakedown by this Blackburn attorney who has had previous grievances? Does any of that come into play for you, John?
Well, I'm assuming that he's gotten a little bit sharper and a little bit smarter since he filed the case in New York, the Little Rod case. I mean, and that was a little unusual. All of a sudden, he's had to go back several times and file a First Amendment, file a complaint, then file a First Amendment complaint, first amended complaint, then a second amended complaint, which somewhere along the line there was one or more procedural problems where you typically have to ask the court for leave or permission to file an amended complaint. Apparently that was not done in the way that the court expected it to be done. Most courts have their federal rules of civil procedure, and then there are usually some local rules as well. Somehow he managed to run afoul of those rules in terms of asking the court to file an amended complaint and so forth. And the reason he was filing amended complaints, I mean, for instance, the first, I think it was the first amended complaint, had 72 pages, did not mention Cuba Gooding Jr., as I recall. Second amended complaint that he tried to file was up close to 100 pages, 90 or 100 pages, and all of a sudden it did include Cuba Gooding Jr. And you got to ask yourself, well, why? How did Cuba Gooding Jr. get left out of the original complaint and the First Amendment complaint? How did someone that important to the case not get included the first time you went through the exercise? It just is a little bit of a question that there might be, for all I know, there might be a perfectly legitimate reason, but at the same time, it's a little bit odd.
Yeah, speaking of odd and speaking of Cuba Gooding Jr. again, here's that portion I found of according to plaintiff, defendant Combs chartered a yacht, witnessed several A-listers on board, including rappers Redacted, as well as Redacted and Cuba Gooding Jr. And then they go on to talk about how unpleasant he was. And then if you go down to the little footnotes, they're giving little clues and Easter eggs as to who the redacted people are. A Philadelphia rapper, anyway, it's all very strange to me. So there is still a little bit of a messiness to this lawsuit, you would say, it seems, as we were going through this. The real meat of this is clearly that trans.
Rebelling against parental figures is inherently challenging, but the dynamics at play when the parent in question is a highly influential and wealthy individual like Diddy significantly raises the stakes. The potential consequences of such actions could be severe. Diddy's vast resources and connections could lead to lawsuits aimed at maintaining control. Being cut off financially could have immediate and far-reaching impacts. The risk of industry blacklisting is real, potentially crippling future career prospects. This situation resembles a classic David versus Goliath scenario, but with the added complexity of Diddy's immense influence and resources. His son faces an uphill battle, navigating the challenges of establishing independence while confronting the formidable obstacles erected by his father's wealth and power.